Okay, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on the When I Work app. I'm just going to explain what I'm looking at on my screen and what I'm clicking on. You're going to follow along on your phone or mobile device. Okay, so when you first get into the app, it's going to show a screen that says your next shift, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mine says Wednesday, March 4th. So one of the first things that you want to do is go on and click My Schedule, which is right in the middle of that. Okay, so your schedule should show, it should show your next shift right on that window, right on this window on this screen. And mine shows Wednesday, March 4th from 9 to 4. I'm going to click on it. What that does to click on it is I'm recognizing that that is my shift. I'm kind of checking in with New Hope to let them know I know I'm coming in next Wednesday. So all you have to do, if you can take that shift, is click on it and then get back out of it, and a green check mark should appear next to that shift on your screen. That shows you're checked in. Okay, if you are not able to take that shift, you want to click drop, so you'll get back into it. Click the drop button on the bottom right hand of your screen. There's a place for you at the top. It says what you're dropping, and then underneath that has an area where you can send a message. So you may say, I can't take this shift, I'm going to be out of town, I would love for someone to be able to take it for me. The next thing you're going to do is go through and decide who you're sending this message to. If you want to send it to everyone, then you can. You can leave everybody's name check marked with a green check mark next to it. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, there's a select none or select all to select no one or select everyone, or you can hit select none and then go through and just click one or two people's names that you think may be a good trade for you or may want your shift. So then you hit send. What that does is sends it to those people that you're sending it to that you checked their name, but it's also sending it to Casey and Laura Lee so they know, oh, Tiffany's trying to drop this shift. She can't make it. She needs someone to take it for her. Okay, so the same thing with the swap button. If you want to swap times with someone, it's going to bring up a similar screen where you can write a message, but it also will give you everybody's schedule. And so you can look to see who works or who's scheduled to work on specific days and where you might have a potential to swap a schedule with that person. So same idea, the very bottom of the page has a select none, a select all, so you're not sending it to people who don't need to see it, and then you're going to hit send. That's going to also let Miss Casey and Laura Lee know that you need to swap, and you're working to try to find someone to find a swap with you, to trade with you. Something that's important that they've said is to make sure you're only doing it a month ahead of time, just so we're not trying to drop shifts in July and swap. It's like just do it for the next month. So if you need to drop shifts, if it's March 1st and you need to drop a shift in March, then do that, in February versus thinking that we need to do it all 6 months in advance, because that can get a little bit overwhelming. If you go back in your screen, the little circle with the 3 lines in it at the bottom left hand of your screen, that's kind of your home screen. If you go back there and go back into My Schedule, something else that's a little bit nice to know is if you click on My Schedule at the top, there's an option to see the full schedule. So that's going to show you when everybody's working at New Hope, which can be, which is helpful. It shows you what days they're working and what times, and who's checked in also, that they know that they're working that day. They really want us to go through and check in. So for the whole month, if it's March 1st or if it's February, they want you to check into all of your weeks, your upcoming weeks for like the next 4 weeks. That way they know you're planning on it and they can be a little bit ahead of the game with who's swapping, dropping, and who's checked in. So remember, to check in, all you do is click on your shift and get back out of it to make that green check mark appear. That's showing New Hope that you're recognizing that you have that shift. Okay, another thing to talk about is at the top, I think I said, if you want to see your months or your weeks coming up, if you go back into My Schedule, there's a little tiny icon in the top left-hand corner that's a little calendar picture. And if you click on that, that will allow you to scroll to your next week and the following week to look at your shift and check in with them, as well as drop or swap any shifts that you can't make. So like I said, they want you doing that about 4 weeks in advance. So please make sure that you're checking in or swapping and dropping ahead of time, not the week of or the week before if you can help it. 4 weeks at a time, make sure that you're checking in for that. I think that's pretty much all. There's a request time off area, but you shouldn't have to go in and do that if you're swapping and dropping as needed. Then you shouldn't really need to go to the request time off page. The only other thing they really want you to know is if you're at your home screen, on the bottom right-hand side, there's a little icon with just 3 lines. If you click on that, this is where your profile settings are, your alert settings, so you know that you either want to be emailed or texted. Reminders, if you don't want a reminder because you work the same shift every week, you can actually unclick both the email and the text icon, and it won't do either one. If you go into availability under that toolbox that we're in, this is a really good tool for people who maybe don't work the same shifts every week, and you can go through and tell New Hope or the app what your schedule is, when you're available and when you're not, and then that way they kind of know your availability for the next 4 weeks. So I think the whole purpose of this is to make it easier on everyone, but also if you have a struggle in your shift or something not going right, to talk to your team leader that is in charge of that day, so that not everybody is going to Laura Lee about scheduling conflicts. So anyway, I think that's all you really need to know, but I hope this is helpful, and yeah, I think that's really it.